I have been doing devotionals from a specific prayer book for several weeks now. And so I'm going to continue that today. And there's this reflection that I had to read several times. So you see that my background says, do no harm, do good, and love God. That is a summary of what John Wesley tells us as the father of our denomination, as father of Methodism. So this reading goes along with that. And it says to believe in God, to believe in God is to believe in the salvation of the world. The paradox of our time is that those who believe in God do not believe in the salvation of the world. And those who believe in the future of the world do not believe in God. I was like, okay, I have to read that several times. So I'm going to give that to you again. To believe in God is to believe in the salvation of the world. The paradox of our time is that those who believe in God do not believe in the salvation of the world. And those who believe in the future of the world do not believe in God. Okay, I want you to hold on for a minute because it's going to get a little better here. But this is one of those devotionals that might hurt your brain a little. Christians believe in the end of the world. They expect the final catastrophe, the punishment of others. Atheists, in turn, invent doctrines of salvation, try to give a meaning to life, work, the future of humankind, and refuse to believe in God because Christians believe in him and take no interest in the world. All ignore the true God. This is kind of the meat of this devotional. All ignore the true God, he who has so loved the world. But which is more culpable? Ignorance. So the Christians that love God or the atheists that say there is no God? That's the question. Which is more culpable? Ignorance. This is where this devotional might hurt us a little in our hearts, but we can recognize where we are in what we are doing and change it. That's the good news. To love God is to love the world. To love God passionately is to love the world passionately. To hope in God is to hope for the salvation of the world. You with me so far? If we love God, we love the world. If we love God passionately, we love the world passionately. And to hope in God is also the hope for salvation for the whole world. Everybody in the world. We hope for salvation for everybody in the world. So I think the do no harm, do good, and love God takes on a whole new meaning when we look at the whole world. And then the author, Louis Evely, he wrote in The Christian Spirit. That's where I'm taking this from. Louis Evely then says, I often say to myself that God must feel very much alone. For is there anyone besides God who believes in the salvation of the world? Ouch. Because we say we believe in the salvation of the world, but how do we show it? Is it just words that we say? Which I think is the point of this reflection. Are we just saying the words that we believe in salvation for everybody who is on the earth? Or are we working toward that in whatever way we can for the kingdom? Okay, the last few sentences here. For is there anyone besides God who believes in the salvation of the world? God seeks among us sons and daughters who resemble him enough, who love the world enough that he could send them into the world to save it. So my question for you this week is, are you that son or daughter? Are you the one that God is looking for? And the answer is yes. God is looking for you. And are you willing to step up to say, I can be a part of salvation for the world? Sons and daughters who resemble him enough. Do you resemble God enough to be part of saving the world? Who love the world enough that he could send them into the world to save it? God sends you. God sends me. God sends us all into the world to save the world in each way that he has given us, each tool, each gift to save the world. So this week, ponder the do no harm, do good, and love God in a whole new way, and then process what you can do to save the world. Have a good week.